You can't manage what you don't measure, and you can't measure what you don't manage. That's like literally the number one thing I always say when it comes to trade journaling. And one of the things of every trader that I've interviewed is everyone journals to some degree. It's kind of crazy that the profitable traders all have one trait that all in hand have, which is journaling, and all the traders who are unprofitable don't journal have that one trait. They don't journal. So in this video, what I'm actually going to do is go through a Tradezella walkthrough, but not only that as well, I'm going to show you something simple. Even if you don't want to use Tradezella, I show you how to do it on a document. That's right, it's just a pen and paper or even a document which you can get completely for free. Wow, what's really important before we dive into this is at the end of the day, how you become profitable from trading is tipping the scale, is doing more of what you're doing right and less of what you're doing wrong. So let's just say this is the profitability and this is unprofitable. These are habits that you're doing. Now the unprofitable habits are basically at the higher scale that you have right now. This then tips as you reduce over trading, you reduce trading on Wednesdays, for example. I know it sounds so weird, but these are the things that happen and I'll show you them later in this video. Or for example, you're trading gold or trading GBP USD, or things that shouldn't be in that given data do not favor you. And then once you eliminate all of these things one by one by one, the profitability scale then overtakes, and that is how you find profitability in trading. That's right, it's actually that simple. But the hardest bit is being consistent with it, sticking to it, and taking some time. It's a very, very long game. It's a patience game, and man, it can be frustrating because you can do all of that and still not get paid. But that's trading. So let's get to the chart. So on this website here, which is Tradezella, and that's the one I want to be the one that I'm referencing today. They're basically one of the biggest trading and journaling platforms that you have right now. Right, hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. Don't forget to check out Tradezella. There's a 10% discount button down below if you want to go and get your journal and start journaling your trades right now if that's something you want to. But other than that, enjoy the video. And honestly, I've come to love it. I previously was using Edgewonk a lot, which you can see here. This is another journaling platform if you wanted to go and check that out as well. They're both good, but Tradezella's just kind of become the industry standard. And one of the things I love about it is this dashboard, which we can see. This dashboard gives a really cool kind of like weekly or slash monthly outlook on how you've kind of been trading and how things have gone. For example, I can just click onto it. I can go back and see December, or go back and see October, September. September was quite a good month here. You can see 21.4k, minus 15k, minus 10k, quite a bit of fluctuation. And there's so much information that we can go through. So another big thing before I kind of go into it, this is how I journal. I want to show you how I journal first. And then after I showed you how I journal, I want to show you how I use the tools. Now, there's so much in Tradezella that I can't go through everything, but I am going to show you the main things that you just need to journal. So first and foremost is what we call a trading playbook. Now, this trading playbook is really simple. At the end of the day, if you don't have your tick boxes, and you can have this playbook to-do list down in the link in the description below, which I'll give for free at the end of this video. I'll tell you how to get it. Is what are you doing when it comes to trading? You know, what is your strategy? What is your confluences, your flow chart, your to-do list, your mantra, your sample testing, your reps, your report card, absolutely everything, even your findings. All of these things are incredibly important. And the number one thing I use is I always use just a document. It's as simple as that. I write down my findings. I write down where I went wrong, where I went right, and just keep it on here. I have it on one sec document, and I've done this every single year. Now, on top of that as well, we have all of our students doing this, and you can see the ones that stick to it and the ones that basically stay very up to date with their journals do well. Roman, he's just done 5k in terms of a payout. He's took him 6 months, but now he's got the skill set that lasts forever. Jan got 400k funded and been getting paid out. Vey finally, this is a great one. Vey was a great example because what he did was he wasn't actually journaling, and guess what? Because he wasn't journaling, he wasn't actually doing that well in trading. Then we had a very strong heart-to-heart conversation, and guess what? He ended up journaling, and then they ended up passing phase 1 and phase 2. So the proof is in the pudding of other people you watch online who are successfully trading all journal. The students I'm showing you all journal. I journal. And the fact is, it doesn't even matter if you want to listen or not. It's just look at the proof, like, and the understanding of what journaling the concept is. It's just about understanding the data, understanding things you can't see, looking at the bigger picture and improving them so you can become the person you said you would be. Now, really simple. So I just keep my document here, and then I just kind of write it all about. We have a Discord one for everyone who's like a student and part of the boot camp to have it from there. And I encourage you to kind of go and start that off. And it's really nice and simple. And then you can create your own like task sheet or spreadsheet or whatever it is you want to do. And if you can't afford, well, I wouldn't say afford Tradezella. I would just say you're not in that space just yet to commit to the pricing. But they've made it so affordable now, and a monthly subscription, that I think everyone should have in it. And at the end of the day, people cheap out on the wrong things when it comes to trading. they would buy a challenge but not buy education. They would buy, more challenges or put money in a broker and trade with it rather than invest in more education or into a book or into like these journaling softwares, or even investing into Trading View, which is a charting platform that you would need, which makes no sense. There's a difference between being cheap and broke. If you're broke, you don't have the money for it, cool. You're just trying to do and make do of what you have. But if you're being cheap, you're just being stupid with your money. That's just the long and the short of it. So, Tradezilla is a must, or a journal is a must, because this is a tool to help you improve. Link in the description below if you want 10% off. But on another note, how I mainly use Tradezella is to take track of how my weekly performance is. Just at first glance, this really helps me understand where I'm at with my trading. So in January, you can see I tilted these 3 days. I made a video about this, and a very funny one where, a coffee cost me like $20,000, which essentially were these 2 days. And then this day I would have been $8,000 up, but I ended up missing the trade, tilting. And then not only that, I took one loss and then missed the trade and I overtraded. So well done, Dan. He can really trade. So it's really good in terms of an outlook perspective to kind of see where you're at. Also, I really like having a look at the equity curve and just see like what type of the months and what part of the year do I really scale up and where do I really make my money. Here again, no matter, throughout my whole career, I've had a consistency trade, like a win rate between 30 to 40%. I excel when I do around 60%, but overall is about 30 to 40% is my average win rate. You can see your overall average win. I stay very much within the 1k to the 2k region, and that's just because many times I use the 1k or 100k account. So 100k account of 1% risk is 1k, and if I win the trade, then it becomes 2k. So that's where this average win loss ratio comes from, and that 100k is prop firm accounts if you're kind of new to this video. So that's how I kind of like to use the dashboard as a start off. The second thing, the most important thing in my opinion, is I actually like to look at the reports. Now, before I go on to that, I'll just quickly talk about it. A lot of people can create their playbooks here. You can also journal your test here. You can back test. You can do your university, mental. There is just so much on this platform. It can be a little bit overwhelming, if I'm honest. And it's one of those things that you have to spend some time with. But for me, I know what I need and I know what I want from it. And all I really want is the reports. And what do I want from the reports? Now, what I like to do is I like to come on the reports. You can look at the instruments and you can see what have been the best trading instruments for me. So when I was looking at Edgewonk back in the time, so if I go back and look at for example, Chart Lab, if we go onto here and then we go on to buy instrument, we can see like GBP USD was actually losing me money. So then if that was the case, I probably should have just spent less time trading GBP USD. So that was actually a reason of why I removed GBP USD. So then let's go on to another statistic. So if we want to go on to the trading days, ironically, I thought that Wednesday was my best trading day and Monday was my worst trading day. But statistically, what you think and the actual data is two completely different things. For example, I can say that I feel as though 90% of men love going to the gym. Well, that could be a thought. And my reasoning, and I could have very strong reasoning, is it makes you feel good, endorphins, and everyone loves the gym and everyone loves exercise. But the data could show completely different. It could be, well, people don't like the exercise. People prefer spending time with their family. They prefer, the data could say something completely different to what I think. And that's a very good example of think versus data. And it goes to show here, I think that Monday was my worst day. Well, statistically not. I've got $48,000 on Monday. I thought Wednesday was my best day. It's actually my second worst day because I've only netted $15,000 in 2023. And then on Fridays, I've made 169k. So it looks like Friday is one of my best days. Why? So I should probably start trading more Fridays. So now you can see at the start of this video where I said to you, the tip of the scalability of profitable and unprofitable. I'm tipping the scale of profitability as I'm finding more and more of this information, which you just get from your journal. It's as simple as that. So this is the number one thing I like using Tradezella for, and I will go through risk multiples, I'll go through instrument, I'll go through trade time, the whole time, and everything like that. Now I don't want to spend the whole video going through like how I journal, how I improve all of those. I wanted to show you a basic so that you can go and get started. Otherwise this video will be like 4 hours long. Another cool thing is to kind of show you how it works is you can add your trade. Now they've actually had this broker sync now. Now, these have all unsynced because I've had a payout or I've either breached the account, whatever it may be, but they're all synced in terms of the account. And I find this just 10 times easier. So all you have to do is click add new broker. You put in your credentials, you select the platform, and then from there it just auto updates, and you can then just click this sync select here if it hasn't updated recently. So say I just took a trade 10 minutes ago, I can just click that button, it will, and then I've closed the trade. It will then refresh and then resync, and then I can add in any relevant data I want. Now, one thing I have seen a lot of my team do, and I haven't specifically done this myself, but you can if you want to, is you can go onto the your trades, so you can click on them, you can start adding your notes. And what I've done on my trading report card, which is here, you can essentially do all on Tradezella. You can add them, you can go back and click onto the trade itself, you can add all the notes down here, which it says your daily journal, you got your playbook, you got your executions, you can even see where your entry and your exit were, you can even replay it. There is just unlimited amounts of things that you can get from Tradezella. So I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of journaling, full stop. Well, I'm a big fan of making money. So at the end of the day, journaling is something that is must needed in life. And it's not just life and just trading. It goes to everything in life in general, because if you journal your gym, you can see where you're improving. If you wanted to journal yourself, your mental health, your work, your life, your finances, everything needs to be documented down. There's a saying that Tony Robbins has, and it really resonates with me, is stay in your head, you're dead. And what that means is if you try to keep everything up here, how does that work? How can someone decipher this information? How can you offload this information if it's all in here? So it's imperative and important to have it written down so someone else can come, they can assist, and it's also part of growth as well. And one of the biggest thing is I wanted to add, and this last little bit of motivation, as to say, is one of the scriptures is to write it down and make it plain. As you write it down and make it plain, this makes everything very attainable for you. So be it your goals, so be it your journaling, so be it your thoughts, whatever it is, if you can write it down and make it plain, it just makes your life so much easier. So I hope you take this segment of this video as a message to you to write it down. I've got nothing, like you've got nothing to lose. Not even think about me. You've got nothing to lose, just to get a pen and paper and write it down. That is it. You've got nothing to lose, but you've got everything to gain. So let me know in the comments below how you get on. If you do, please support the channel of Tradezella, the link in the description below. And if you do want to learn from me and learn how to trade from me, there is a wait list down below. We accept 50 people each time when we do our launch, and that launch is probably upcoming soon. So please do click the link in the description below if you do want to learn from us for only £299, where you get a 3-step course, you get all the webinars, you get the live trading, you get my journal, you get the journal access, you get the Discord access, you get the community access, you get to learn from me, you get to speak to me, you get to learn my strategy, day trade, psychology. You get everything for only $299. So just tell me how much your trading is worth to you. All right, see you in the waitlist, see you inside. Thanks for watching the video. Champ out. Peace.